Well, the Paterson Police Department celebrating a legal victory, but the future of the department still remains in question.
An appellate court judge reversed the state's takeover of the police department last March by the Attorney General. Joining us this morning, excuse me, is Paterson Mayor Andre Sayegh to discuss what is happening now. So, Mr. Mayor, great to have you here.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
So let's talk about this, because we've had you on many times to talk about this very issue. You sued the Attorney General, Matt Placken, back in October, claiming, right, that he overstepped his boundaries when he took over the police department. You held that line the whole time, and here we have this 40-page ruling now agreeing with you. Can you give us a little insight to what the ruling said and how you feel about it?
Yeah, it's quite a remarkable and resounding rebuke of what now has been deemed Matt Placken, the Attorney General's illegal takeover of the Paterson Police Department. I mean, it's not only unlawful, it's unconstitutional, and it's undemocratic. I was duly elected by the residents of Paterson to represent them. And no one but the voters can take that right that I have to represent away from me. So I am held accountable by the people that put me in this position. And I, quite frankly, have to have oversight over every department because the people have put their trust in me.
And Mayor, based on the ruling, the former police chief is supposed to be reinstated within the next 21 days, but the state attorney general does plan to appeal the ruling. How will that affect what happens next?
Yeah, quite frankly, that was an injustice in and of itself. The police chief was only in office for 3 weeks, and then he was exiled to Trenton to work at a training commission being paid by Paterson taxpayers and no benefit to Paterson. So quite frankly, I look forward to him returning and implementing our ambitious vision on how we can continue to improve the way we protect and serve Paterson residents.
So the Attorney General Placken, he did issue a statement about this, right? He says that they were deeply disappointed with the ruling, and I want to just throw it up on the screen for you because he said, quote, murders, shootings, sexual assaults, robberies, other violent crime in Paterson have all plummeted, while officer morale and community trust have dramatically improved, meaning when the state was in control. So how do you respond to that? And overall, what do you think the reason was to begin with for them to take over? What did you see as the driving factor here?
When Matt Placken stood on the steps of the police department, he essentially was announcing that he was taking over. But at that point, almost 3 months into the new year, homicides were down 66%, shootings were down 30%. So we were trending in the right direction. Now, quite frankly, I've said it repeatedly, Paterson is not a stepping stone for a very ambitious attorney general to try to catapult his career or using us for his own political gain.
So that's what you saw it as. You didn't see it as them wanting to actually make a difference. You saw it as he wanted to further his career.
Dan, if you want to make a difference, you pick up the phone and say, Mayor, how can I partner with you to identify areas where we can improve? You don't illegally take over somebody's police department, especially a mayor who had just been reelected by a resounding margin 6 months prior. That's not how we work. I believe in collaboration.
Mayor Sayegh, the AG is also asking the New Jersey Supreme Court to step in and allow the state to keep control over the police department. Any word on when a decision on that will be made?
No, we're still awaiting word, but obviously we're challenging that. Like I stated before, that was a swift and resounding rebuke of his illegal action. So I hope that the Supreme Court sees it the same way, and we can return our police chief to where he rightfully belongs, should have never been removed in the first place, and we can get back to business.
You know, in our discussions over the last year about this, right, you had acknowledged that there were some issues, right, within the department and changes that you wanted to see to get morale up, use of force, so on and so forth. Have you learned some things through the process that you would like to make some changes once you're back in control?
Yes, I have learned, but I also am looking forward to implementing some of the initiatives that we talked about prior to this illegal takeover. I actually flew to Omaha to learn about a program that had proven results and how you can improve not only the way that you protect and serve, but to improve the trust between the police and the public. Also, I was actively engaged in conversations with the Rutgers Center on Policing. So that Omaha program and the Rutgers Center on Policing initiative, those are two items that I'd look to implement immediately once this is resolved.
Totally off topic, but we're out of time here, and I want to ask you about the drones and the issues that we're seeing in the skies over New Jersey. There's this new advisory from the FAA now saying that there is going to be a holding pattern for drones. They're not going to be allowed to fly in certain areas. Now, I know Paterson's not on the list, but what do you make of it all? I mean, and I know you may not have had it in your community, but surrounding communities are having issues.
Yeah. Dan, first, I can't resist. I got 99 problems, but the drones aren't one. But I will say, it would be unsafe. I'm hearing people want to shoot down these drones. I would proceed with caution on that one, because you'll put people in harm's way unnecessarily.
But have you heard from your neighboring partners, your neighboring towns, and other mayors? I'm curious, if I don't live that far from you, I'm curious if you've seen
And I know
anything.
where you live, Dan.
Uh-oh.
It's scary.
Next year, I'm going to take my kids to trick or treat in your neighborhood.
I give out full-size candy bars. But have you seen any or heard from other mayors about what's happening?
I actually have not. I've been too busy fighting to get my police department back.
Are you under a rock? I mean, something's happening in the sky. And all right, if you haven't seen it, and that's one thing, but
not yet. But stay tuned. I'm sure that'll be the next conversation we'll have.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, great to see you as always.
Thank
Have
you.
a good
Good
holiday.
seeing
Okay?
you. Sorry about Juan Soto, Dan.